Okay guys, we're back out here. That's guide coded. We got a new block. A little annoying. The other ones say foreign patents pending, all of them. And these aren't even from the same set, these two are. There is no escaping the wrath of the 2-footer, I can tell you that. What do we got? Let me pick this up. What do we got going on here? What do we see? We see just touching epoxy, just touching epoxy, just touching. Low spot. I don't even know what to do around there. Just touching epoxy. So up here is good. Okay, just hard to touch there. Tiny low spot here. This I can only feel the texture, so that'll fill in. You can see the edge still right there. It's because these doors are rounded over still. There's no body work back there. This is definitely a stamping. When I wet this panel and I sighted it, I saw this. I saw this, and I saw the line coming out of here. We're going to do the best we can around that. There's no way I'm filling this up a Bondo. There's epoxy. There's epoxy. This is slightly low. Okay, this is slightly low here. That'll disappear in the next one. I don't feel it. This is going to be challenging. So, but yeah. Yeah, I could see why people use boards this long to get across straight. God bless Mark for doing his black. That's all I gotta say. That board is intimidating and a lot of hard work. The only place I used the smaller boards was up here. Okay, because I can't get the big board in here and do it, so I had to use the 12-incher. But then I used my small one, work out narrow. So now we gotta go down below. That's where there's no body work. So let's see what we got down below. And yeah. Okay, I'm not getting to turn off the radio. I think we did pretty good. This is me touching epoxy. Very light shadow there. We're good. And then we're back up to what we had before. These two I might throw a little something on as well as right there. You think everything else is fine? The whole bottom half of the door worked out well. So, I think that's pretty good for this bad boy, huh? I did pretty good. Now let's move on to the nightmare. This board's a little long for the door. That's what I was talking about. So, this is definitely some upper body strength. So, it's not bad if it was laying on a thing and I was pointing down at it. But, I think that's why I got the bottom so straight. It's because we had it on the horses. So, not bad for 2 corners and a center dent. I think we did pretty damn good. Let's move on to the nightmare. Okay guys, I'm sitting kind of close, but you see it? That's what I'm talking about. You can see some lows here and a hole in here. The rest of this is just a quick pass. It's all just a quick pass so far right in this area. So it seems high here, a little low there, and then I'm catching the edge. So let's see what we can do up here. So I haven't even finished working my way to the top. Okay, let's see if this is our only issue. Told you I saw something big. That's clear as day. That looks like a spaceship. And to answer a quick question or a comment, that was not Pink Floyd the other day. That was Soul Asylum. Sounded just like Floyd in the background. I knew somebody would comment, so you were close there, Ken. We're doing pretty good. Just starting to see epoxy there and a shadow there. As long as I don't feel it, that means the next coat will take care of it. So up to like right here. There's our thing. That's going to stay. We're going to continue down. And that's what we're going to work on filling actually, but not today. Let's let's get the bottom of the door done. This one I had a little more luck around the handle than that stamping. This we just hit a shiner right here, and everything else worked out okay. That one's all sorts of havoc has happened. I don't know. But like I said, we'll work on that a little better as time goes on. You carefully can't leave it like this because now you'll see sharp edges and dips and shit like that. That has to be worked out regardless, however we do it. So, okay, let's lower down. We're gonna get off the chair. Well, let's work on here and then we'll get off the chair. Let's go down a little bit more, a couple more inches, then we'll get off the chair and move on. So, okay, this is what we got. Did okay, I guess. Nothing that I can't fix. That's a spot. That's what we got it down to. Could I have gone more? Yeah, because I got nothing showing anywhere around it. So I probably could have gone more. I don't think I can get it out. And I think all I'll do is flatten out this section by doing that. Okay, here I just started to touch epoxy. You see a shiner of epoxy. You see a shiner of epoxy there. Okay, so the upper part of the door worked out good. We hit a little shiner here, and I hit a little shiner there. Not bad. So from here up, we did good. Okay, this edge is good. Just started to touch here. A little epoxy here. Down over here, this is epoxy, just starting. Okay, you gotta be careful. See, that's the problem. The epoxy and the guide coat are the same color. So if you're not paying attention to what's happening and you don't realize that's under the slurry, you're like, yeah, that's still a low spot, and you keep going. You gotta be careful. That's why I wanted to get a different color guide coat, but I never did. Okay, so that's the beginning of epoxy. This is a low area. Doesn't surprise me. I don't feel it in height change. Like this I feel in height change. So this I know it would take half the can to fill that and sand it down. So that's a waste. That's why I left all the material around here. We're gonna actually put a tiny little dab of Bondo in there. Okay, and work it down. Okay, then we'll spot prime with some epoxy to seal it up and continue on. This, no. This, I think we got it next time. The door has some rippling on the bottom. That's a shade of epoxy. We're really good here. We just started to touch metal. This is all good. This is all good. Down in here, got a little rippling going on. Okay, did no repairs on the bottoms of this back door, if you guys remember. The repair was here, and the repair was here. Well, it was supposed to be across. It was too dense. If you remember, one I worked out, I couldn't even see it when I was done. I sat there and hammered and dollied it out and worked it out. And the other one, you still saw something. And then when I skimmed it across, like I said, as I block sanded it, it made a pattern like this. And that's my low spot right there. So it's a lot better than when we started. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to fill this. And I think this one I don't think is a problem. Both of these will probably fill in next time. No, I think this is the one I'd like to fill. They're close. These we're just going to skim with a little razor blade and some stuff flat. Might do a little right here. There's always going to be something in the stamping of this door. Always. I don't want to get into bondoing around that handle. I definitely do not. There was more material to be taken off there. As you can see, this was done with a block, so it's perfectly flat. This is definitely stamped in. So I don't want to build up this area and then the handle have a wacky edge. If you know what I mean, the handle be countersunk in one area, above and I'm not dealing with that. When we're done blending that, it would be hard to catch by eye. You have to really be nitpicking for that one. Same with all these edges. They got this has the round over edge. We didn't finish yet, so we'll work on all that. Overall, for the 2-footer, I think we did pretty good. Did pretty good. I expected a lot worse. I expected a lot worse on this door. And I expected a nightmare on this door. This door's hard to do. It's too small. This door I pushed in because it has no seal, so I was able to go past it. But when I was working on this door, I was going up to it. which made it hard. But here I'm really going up to it in the back. So if I wasn't able to overhang this, it really would have been difficult. Because you can only move the thing a little bit, and yeah, I like the long motions. So I don't think I'm going to be out here tomorrow. I'd like to knock this out Friday night with epoxy on it, and then come out here and high build the car. Okay, even though these two doors need another sanding, do final prime on the rest of the car. We did blow some stuff in here. This needs to be sanded. That worked out well, because I let it just blow up in there. So we got to sand that first, and with that, we're good. We'll look over the masking, see what the deal is, because I don't want to start blowing paint into the interior. The doors are not masked, so we'll have to look. This is a little funny right there, but I think we'll be good. And any edges that have a little, this is one of them, but if any edges have a little bond on there and they're a little squared off, a little funny looking, or even have a pock mark that's filled now with high build, now's the time to give it the slight little half round with something really fine, like maybe 320. Even Scotch Brite works mint on that once you have the edge kind of like formed. And you just got to get it right in your fingers there. So we're getting there. I guess we'll find out how the other two doors are too. Because the other two doors I did with the small block. Small block works good, but I think when you got this much work done to the flat area, this is what's going to separate it from it looking slight waves to that Bondo ripple, if you know what I mean. So, okay guys, I think I've gabbed long enough, and I think it's late enough, and I think we're going to call it. So I'll see everybody in a couple of days, and that's it. See, now if we put the wood tone back, that would cover that, and the wood tone would cover that. Good to go. Yeah, maybe we'll do the wood tone red, white, and blue.